Welcome to the first PS Plus Essentials release of 2023, and all things considered, it's not a bad one. I've downloaded all 3 games and given them all a play just for you. Aren't I nice? If you like this, a thumbs up would be awesome, and subscribe for more of this kind of stuff. So here's January's PS Plus Essentials offerings in around 5 minutes. Let's start with the easiest, and Sony's big ticket item this month, and that's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This has been rumoured to be going to PS Plus for almost a year now, and it's finally arrived, and I have to say, at first glance, it's worth the wait. You play as Cal, a Jedi Padawan who went into hiding after the Great Jedi Purge. You meet Cal working in a salvage yard, and from the get-go, the visuals are incredible. There's a real atmosphere in every environment in this game. The details surrounding and just the comings and goings in the background really make this feel like an authentic Star Wars environment. The salvage yard acts as your tutorial, as you learn the basics of movement, climbing and combat. It's a funny one for me because this game has echoes of others as you work through. There's a feel of Uncharted in the way climbing is such an integral part of moving around, but some of the environments seem, to me anyway, to have a bit of a Last of Us vibe going on. The way they're grimy and broken down, everything's rusted and battered, and nothing really works properly. There's some excellent cinematic work as well. Little details like this nightmare scene where the room changes behind you as you move. It's top drawer stuff. There's an uncommon attention to detail in the camera work that I've not seen since God of War or Last of Us 2. This leads into my other point. The Hollywood level of detail in the camera work and environments carries on to the story.
Okay, shut that thing off and grab some seat.
I'm not that far into this, and already the story and the acting is way better than we've been getting from the films recently. Gameplay is pretty nice. The combat in particular works well. I could just bat these blasts back at stormtroopers all evening. And the variety in the slow motion parries makes everything feel so fluid. It's such an immersive game. If I were to say one bad thing, it would be that the general movement feels a little bit janky. It's not that it's bad, but when everything else is so fluid, it really stands out that it moves a little bit like a queen on a chessboard. You know, either forward, backwards, or diagonally. There's not much in between. Your sidekick, BD1, is super cute and gives you access to a decent map, although it is a little bit crappy to use, but you do get used to it. The skills tree is, well, it's a skills tree. It has skills and they're on a tree. There's nothing new or innovative here, but it does the job, and the skill points seem to come at a decent rate. So we're off to a good start. I'll be keeping this one and working through the whole thing, and already I know I'm going to enjoy it all. Next we have Axiom Verge 2. And where do I go with this? It's not that I inherently hate anything that's not a third-person shooter. I loved Hollow Knight and Super Hot, so I'm up for anything different. But this doesn't feel like that. It feels exactly like the games I used to play on my Commodore Amiga as a kid, and I am really showing my age there. Hollow Knight took the old-fashioned 2D platform concept and updated it with more modern controls, and just took a more modern twist on the 2D platformer with enormous success, and quite rightly so. This feels like they took Metroid, updated the name and the main character, then just went to the pub and forgot to update anything else. If you miss Metroid and fancy a bit of nostalgia, you'll probably love this, but I've already deleted it. Finally, and possibly the most controversial of this month's offerings, is Fallout 76. Now, when this game launched in 2018, let's say the launch could have been the warm-up act for Cyberpunk or GTA Definitive Edition. It was panned for being glitchy, but more than that, it committed the cardinal sin in gaming. It was boring. To their credit, Bethesda dug in and released update after update after update, so the game you'll be getting is much improved over the original. Now, I was a massive Fallout 4 fan, but I've never played 76, partly down to the bad reviews, partly, well, mainly, as I had no interest in online games at the time. Yes, I know I was wrong, and I'm sorry. First thoughts on this is that I do see what people were getting at with their thoughts on launch. It has a very pedestrian pace at the start, and the dialogue screens really do stop the flow of whatever you're doing. This has been a bugbear of mine in many games. I don't like it when things just interrupt the flow, especially if they're not adding a huge amount of value, just a few cheesy jokes. But as you progress, it does warm up. There's a great world to explore, and it looks pretty good, much better than Fallout 4 as you'd expect, and there seems to be plenty to do. Base building is back. It seems simpler and more limited before, but as a massive Stranded Deep fan, there's more than enough to keep me happy. Combat is exactly what you'd expect. If you played Fallout 4, it'll feel familiar, and you can choose between first and third person view. Third person's not as polished as you'd expect. I mean, look at the way he hangs in the air on these jumps, but, you know, it's perfectly fine. So, it's not going to be my first choice most nights, but I think this is one that I will fire up and work through, even if only to do some base building, so I would say this is worth your time. All things considered, I'd give this month a 3.5 out of 5, but Fallen Order is doing the heavy lifting to get that rating. So you can add all 3 titles to your library now, so go on, do it, you know you want to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.